Hello, and welcome, Picture at Glance family and first-time viewers. Thank you for being with me today on the channel. What we have here is a powerful strategy. Stop losing, start winning. Track your own numbers for your own state and win big. This Picture at a Glance, I take 22 numbers. I do the 1-1 rundown on those 22 numbers, and I have all 1,000 combinations with 22 columns. I have all pick 3 numbers and their possible combinations, all at a glance, that I have for one sheet that you can use to follow all 1,000 numbers. The truth is that with all the tic-tac-toe, date sums, grids, flips, mirrors, and things like that out there that's been using, is supposedly to try to set up to hit the numbers the next day. There's no strategy out there that will allow you to find out what numbers come the next day. All the numbers are picked random, the 1,000 numbers. As following the lottery for 30 years and putting together my system, the only thing you have really to your advantage is to track the actual 1,000 numbers and use the law of average to your advantage. And I don't know if everybody understands what an average is, but basically how it is, if you take 10 numbers and ran them exact for every day of the year, all you're going to get on average of those 10 numbers will be 3 numbers out of the year that comes exact. And then the next year you might get another 3, and the next year another 3. That's on an average. So there's nothing out there that's going to give you a formula or any secret to hitting the number next day. The only thing to your advantage is tracking the actual 1,000 numbers and know what's going on with them. Because you have 1,000 numbers. If you played a different number 365 days out of the year, you still got 635 of those numbers you have no idea what's going on with them. So that's why you have to track the actual 1,000 numbers and see which numbers are the best to use. And working with the law average, the best to use numbers is the ones that haven't played throughout the year. You have to look at the broad picture if you're going to win and win big. And it takes time and it takes patience. But with Pick 3 at a Glance, what I've done is put 4 strategies together to make it easy for you to track the 1,000 numbers. You track the front pair, back pair, single digit. And you stop guessing the numbers. When you're doing that, you won't be guessing the numbers. You'll know why you plan your numbers because you have a strategy. And you can build a skill set, and you'll see what's going on with the actual 1,000 numbers in your state. So here we go with the Pick 3 at a Glance. I use Missouri Evening Draw as a template, so everybody can follow me and apply what I use in Missouri. And I use the Evening Draw. And I know some states got 4 draws and 3 draws and 2 draws, but I suggest you get 1 draw down, understand how to use the Pick 3 at a Glance, and then if you want to add another draw once you really kind of got it understood, it'll be easy, but you have to understand what's going on with at least 1 draw. When you see the patterns and stuff going with your state, you'll be pretty well set on how to use the Pick 3 at a Glance strategy. So here, and my number 1 rule is to don't play out of need or greed. Go slow, you get more. You're going to have patience. You're going to have to track the numbers and understand you have to be patient, persistent, and stick with a budget. All right? Patient, persistence, and stick with a budget. That's what works for me. Okay? Because I want you to play because you enjoy winning and enjoy playing. I want you to play because you want to and not because you have to, because you ain't played your light bill, your gas bill, your telephone bill, your dog bill, your horse bill, whatever bill you got to pay, you'll pay if you get caught up in these numbers wrong. I've been there, done that, so I know what's going on with people when they playing these numbers. A lot of people do come looking for a strategy to win out of desperation because they've been led astray, really. Trying to find a system that's going to show them what numbers come the next day. It ain't out there, folks. You're going to have to put the work in. Like anything that you get good at, you have to know why you playing it, and you have to know how to play it. Okay? And most of the stuff out here don't show you that. They want to give you a formula to figure out what numbers come the next day. There's nothing out there that's doing that. And then another thing, as you think about it, when they do show you something, they're going to show you all the three numbers that came out the day before, when they got all the 0 to 9 numbers on the board. Quite naturally, you're going to be able to find out a number that came the day before. If you got all the 0 to 9 numbers on there, you can't help but find the number that came the previous day on the rundown. How you going to not find it? Think about what I'm saying, y'all. If you got all the 0 to 9 numbers on there, and say 2, 3, 4 came out the day prior, and 2, 3, 4 is on the board, yeah, it's going to be there. That ain't what you're looking for. You have to track the actual 1,000 numbers to see what they're doing and how they rotate and work with the law average, and use that to your advantage. That's the only thing you got going for you, I'm telling you, for pick 3. Pick 3 is the only one I specialize in, because I know it's trackable, teachable, and doable with my strategy. And I ain't giving you no fairy tales and no pie in the sky stuff, because I know all that's going to do is put you in a hole you ain't going to have no way of knowing how to get out of. And if you're in a hole, you need to stop digging and start using the pick 3 and studying pick 3 at a glance strategy until you get it down. Then I suggest, like I say, go back to playing slow and stick with a budget and be persistent and patient. And you'll nail them, because you're going to be looking at the actual 1,000 numbers that's going on in your state, not those numbers that people putting up for your state, and you have no idea how they got those numbers. I'm sorry to say this, y'all. I'm not sorry, really. I'm just tired of seeing people getting taken for a ride like I was, until I finally fell off the horse and seen the light. That's all I'm going to tell y'all. I guess that's the way I can do this. The way I can look. I fell off that horse and I seen the freaking light and realized that I'm taking for a ride, looking for numbers everywhere, books, playing birthdays, all that old crazy stuff. If I fell off that horse, man, or hit my head and say, wait a minute, it's got to be a better way. Okay, so here this is. Big 3 facts. You got 1,000 numbers, 365 days in a year. If you played a different number every day, you still have 635 numbers that you have no idea what is coming on those numbers, with those numbers, going on with those numbers. If you are not tracking the actual 1,000 numbers and using the law average to your advantage, taking your time, watching, seeing what the numbers do, building a skill set, you'll get them. You'll bang them. I bang them. Am I saying every day? I don't want to bang them every day. I ain't got that type of money. But when I do bang them, I'm happy with what I get. And I put in a whole lot less than I gain. Believe me, that's the object. I take the money that I win with and reinvest in the numbers that I've tracked down throughout the whole year. Not no tic-tac-toe date, flip mirror, different rundowns. Because you can't see anything with those. Really. You just ain't going to see it. Like I said. You find a number the day before that came in, but you got a grid that got all the numbers in it from 0 to 9. How you not going to find the number that came in the day before? Tell me, how you not going to find it? Listen to what I'm saying. You got all the numbers from 0 to 9. You got pick 3 number that's from 0 to 9. The day before, 1, 2, 3 come in, and you think you ain't going to find it on the grid the day before? Come on. Come on, y'all. Come on. All right. I want you to take with picture at a glance. This here is an app. It's called the Blind Squirrel app that helped me with doing the 111 rundown and finding the base numbers. And we're going to get into more detail with these base numbers and how to use the base number with my picture at a glance strategy. But get this app and download it, okay? Onto your phone. And if you can't find it or something, it might be another one out there, but this app gonna save you a lot of time. And because I did everything longhand when I first started 30 years ago putting the sheet together. Okay. And for Missouri evening draw, we did the 1-1 rundown, 1-1-1 rundown, and it's the only rundown because it's the simplest and easy to use. And the whole pick 3 strategy is a glance strategy based off of simplicity to make it easy for everybody to use and understand. I can explain the system to a 5th grader in 30 minutes, and they'll get it. As long as they can add 1 + 1 makes 2. If they can't, then we in trouble. I don't know how far back I got to go for that one. But here we have 066 came in Missouri evening draw. And here it is where it came in down there. It came evening on the 20th. All right. And here, this is what you have to know about the mirroring system with the pick thread of glance. You need to understand mirroring system, and you're going to need to know the mirroring system on any of those rundowns and things that everybody's teaching. So, but I'm just saying, okay, here you got the mirrors. What we did here is take a number grid or number line and did 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 on top and 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 on the bottom. What that represents on top, triple zeros to 499 of the 1,000 numbers. On the bottom, 500 to 999 on the bottom. And I think I said that right. On the bottom, let me say this again. I sound like I said it wrong. Triple zeros to 499 on top. 500 to 999 on the bottom of those 1,000 numbers, just like cutting them in half. All right. Now, what it is, we say that 0 is same as a 5, 1 is same as a 6, 2 same as a 7, 3 same as a 8, and 4 same as a 9, and vice versa. Okay. So, for instance, if you played 0, 1, 2, and the lottery played 5, 6, 7, all they did was play the opposite number of those 1,000 numbers that you're playing. You see that 5, 6, 7 would have been on the bottom. The 0, 1, 2 is on the top of the 1,000 numbers. Just the mirror, the opposite. Okay? If you played 1, 2, 3, and the lottery played 6, 7, 8, they played your opposite number. If you played 2, 3, 4, the lottery played 7, 8, 9, they played the opposite. If you played triple zeros, the lottery played triple fives, they just played the opposite number of the 1,000 numbers. If you played 2, 3, 3, and the lottery played 7, 8, 8, they just played the opposite, and vice versa. If you played the 5, 6, 7, and the lottery played 0, 1, 2, they just played the opposite. If you played the 6, 7, 8, and the lottery played 1, 2, 3, they just played the opposite. If you played the 7, 8, 9, and the lottery played 2, 3, 4, they just played your opposite number. And that happens because there's only 1,000 numbers. If you played the triple fives, the lottery played triple zeros, they just played your opposite number. If you played the 7, 8, 8, and the lottery played the 2, 3, 3, they just played your opposite number. Okay? Now, here is how you do the... Oh, Lordy. I gotta be 40. I got to be 40. Lordy, Lordy, Lordy. So here we go. I gotta be 40. Okay. Okay. I didn't go through and check what I needed to do here. Bear with me a minute, y'all. This is gonna be a funny video here. Okay, I just explained the mirrors. I'm gonna put this video up, but I'm gonna be explaining the workout sheet. Bear with me a minute here. Just bear with me as I thumb through this for you guys. I meant to do the 1-1 rundown on the winning number, and I don't have it in here. I didn't put it in this slideshow, but I hate for this video to go to waste because I said a lot of good stuff in here that I want to make sure you all are aware of. Hopefully, I'm going to put another video up, but I'm definitely going to post this one. But I'm going to teach on this one also. Okay, we did the mirrors. This here is the picture at a glance workout sheet. The 22 numbers that I put together for the columns that I'm referring to. Okay, this is 12 of the 22 numbers, which is a 0, 1, 2, 0, 1, 3, 0, 1, 4, 0, 1, 5, 0, 1, 6, 0, 1, 7, 0, 1, 8, 0, 2, 4. 025, 026, 027, 037. That's the 12 numbers that are the base numbers. And what it is, they have these 12 numbers have the 111 rundown on them. If you don't know what the 111 rundown is, just go back and check one of my previous videos, and I do the 111 rundown on the numbers, the prior number that came in. You'll see it. I do it on pretty much 90% of the videos. But I don't want this video to go to waste. I just don't want it to go to waste, though, y'all. So, and what it is, if you look at all these numbers, they all mirror each other on each column. All right? And that makes it easy for you to track the numbers. So, say the 012 come in on the number, you just mark it off. And you know, by it being, these are straights, they can come 6 different ways. So let's say that 012, as you do the 1-1 rundown on the winning number that comes in, then it could come, you might see it as 012 or 021 or 210 or 201, or you might see it as 102 or 120. That's 6 different ways it can come in. All these numbers are like that. But with this master sheet here, each column can come with these 12 columns can come 6 different ways, and it's 10 numbers. So that gives you 12 times 6 the numbers gives you 720 numbers that you can at a glance with those 12 little columns be able to find and track the actual 1,000 numbers. Okay? Same here with the doubles. They can come 3 different ways. Like the 010, it can come 001. It can come 010, or it can come 001, or it can come 100. So that's 3 different ways it can come. And you got 9 of those columns. All right. So 9 times 30 gives you 270 numbers. So you got the 720 and the 270 gives you 990 numbers. Then your triples, which are here, is only 10 of those. So you got the 990 and the 10 numbers gives you all 1,000 numbers at a glance right here. This is called the master sheet. This is strategy. These numbers here, these 22 numbers, I call strategy number 1. Okay? These 22 numbers, and they base numbers. And the thing is, when you do the 1-1 rundown on the winning number that comes in, one of these base numbers, whether it's the double, if you do it on a double, or do it on a single. If it's singles, one of these base numbers will always be in that rundown. When that number comes in, then all you do is go to that column where the base number is at, and that winning number will be in that column. Just go back and check some of my videos. Okay? If you knew, just go back or leave something in the comment on this one or on the other videos. All right? Just go back. Now, here, another strategy. Now remember, the 22 numbers is called strategy number 1. All right? We could call this strategy number 2. You got, what I do is take the single digits, and with those single digits, when they said that a digit is cold, my problem was with a cold digit. I never knew where to place the digit when I was reading the books and doing what everybody else had to say. With the code number that hadn't played, I never knew what position to play that code number in. So I made my own sheet with 22, not 22, but with 0 to 9 for each column of the 3 numbers from 0 to 9. And I started marking off the numbers, the numbers in what column they fell in. like the 927, let's say the 927, I would mark off the 9 on the front, the 2 in the middle, and the 7 on the end. All right? And whatever other number came in, if it was 100, I would mark the 1 on the front, the 0 in the middle, and 0 on the end. Whatever number came in, if it was 1, 2, 3, I mark off the 1 on the front, the 2 in the middle, 3 on the end. So at the end of the month, and this is a monthly strategy, you carry whatever number didn't play, because working with the law average, whatever number didn't play, you carry over to the next month. So you know what numbers don't play. For example, with the 927, if I'm playing a 927 and it didn't come in and my number that I played, what I would do, I'd make sure that I played that 972 50 cents straight and play a 792 50 cents straight and play the 927 straight box. That's like $2 or something. And that's the way I would play it that month. Because 9 out of 10, if my 927 come, it's going to probably more than likely come that way too. 972 or 792. Okay? Like what I did, and by tracking, and this was something you're not going to see with the tic-tac-toe, date, sun, grism, because like I said, most of those are designed to define the number that came in the previous day, all right, with the rundown or the grid, the tic-tac-toes, and then see the number that came in on that grid and find it, or the rundown, and say, okay, now we can use this. But all it's doing, you got 0 to 9 on most of those rundowns and grids when you make them. Quite naturally, the number that came in the previous day going to be on that rundown or that grid. It can't help to be. If you got all 0 to 9 other numbers, pretty much, when you're doing the tic-tac-toes and the rundowns, or, you know, the doubles, it won't be too much. But on those singles, 9 out of 10, you're going to have the 0 to 9. So any number that fall the previous day, more than likely going to be on that grid. I bet you 80% of the time. Just going to happen. But here, with like I'm saying, with the number positioning, I found out by tracking the numbers that doubles, no sevens fell for 2 months. One in Missouri evening draw. 2 months. I thought I was tripping. I did. I say, I got to be tripping. This can't be true. So when I realized that it was true, man, I played 7-7 front, 7-7 back, 777s, changed my address to 777s, put my name my dog 7-7. I put sevens everywhere. I played sevens crazy and I hit them. Because by the law average, you'll start seeing it when you start tracking. The numbers gonna be falling like they supposed to. We just ain't playing them like we supposed to. That's the problem. And like I said, you ain't going to be 100% because you're only going to get a third of those 1,000 numbers for the whole year. But you'll know what numbers ain't being played to know what numbers to play. You hear what I said? You'll know what numbers ain't being played to know what numbers to play that you ain't going to see on the tic-tac-toes, the different rundowns, and whatever else they got out there, unless you're tracking the actual 1,000 numbers. Listen to me again. You'll know what numbers ain't being played to know what numbers to play. But you still only going to get a third of those 1,000 numbers. But you have the law of average to your advantage. I'm going to say this again. You'll know what numbers ain't being played to know what numbers to play. Like, you know that them sevens had to fall. You're going to know that. That 2 not falling on the back end for a month, 2 months, 3 months. You don't know that. You ain't got to guess that. So you'll know what numbers to play. You'll know what numbers ain't being played to know what numbers to play. And you'll see it. All right? Let's go here. Same thing with my single pair grid. Not grid, but single pair triangle. I guess you can call it a grid, but it's a grid that you can track and follow and understand what's going on, not guessing what's going on. With this grid, you're going to know what's going on because you're marking off the pairs, the actual number. So let's go here. With the double twos, triple twos. You got triple twos to fill. You're going to mark off, and it's only one number, so you're going to mark off the double two so you know that pair failed. You know the double two pair failed. Then, like the 551, say that 551 come in, you're going to mark off the 15, and you're going to mark off the 55. You know them two pairs to fail because you know you got two different numbers, so you're going to have two pairs to mark off. You got 370, you got three different numbers, you're going to have three pairs. You're going to have mark off the 07, the 03, and the 37. All right? Now, at the end of the month, whatever pairs you don't mark off is the pairs you're going to take over to the next month to start looking at how they falling and how to play them. Yeah, it's some work involved in this. Yes, it's going to be some, but it ain't hard work because you're going to know what you're doing when you're marking them off. And it ain't going to take but 10 minutes when a number come in and to do this stuff what I'm showing you. That's about it. 10 minutes. So like here in 2022, I had and then you know how long these numbers gonna fall. I say you got 1,000 numbers. They all random. It 38 pair by track it, then come out for 4 months. As each month you're gonna do one of these, you'll see what pairs ain't dropped. Then you ain't got to invest all your money in numbers that you don't know what's going on with. You just sit and wait. And wait on your number, those pairs and say, okay, 38 ain't failed in 4 months. I'm going to pick up that 38 when I do win. The biggest problem of playing pick three, I'm going to say playing pick three pretty much because that's all you can really track and win. The biggest problem with pick three, when you do win, you don't know where to go get no real numbers from. That's what my problem was. You don't know where to get no numbers from. You're just going back playing birthdays, car license plates, guessing and dream numbers and all that. That's all you're doing. But with here, you're going to always know why you're playing your numbers and what numbers to play if you're using the pick three at a glance strategy. You're going to always know. You got to know what numbers ain't played to know what numbers to play. All right? Okay. Now here, tracking again, front pair, back pair sheet. I put this together because I didn't know, like I say, I didn't know nothing about where the numbers was at. All I was doing was playing numbers and hoping to hit. This here, you don't have to play and hope to hit because you're going to be knowing what numbers you're playing in your state when I play. And all the numbers rotate different in every state. And you're going to see that when you start tracking your own numbers. If you're a serious pick three player, I'm pretty much a serious pick three player because I know that's the only one that's to my advantage to win. Ain't none of them other pick four got 1 in 10,000 odds. And pick five got 1 in 100,000 odds. And I got three numbers in Missouri ain't failed since 2007. That's 160, 192 on evenings and 574. Ain't failed in since 2007. That's pick three numbers I'm talking about. And you think you're going to be able to play a number from now on out on pick four and a pick five? Pick three, you can track. You can track the numbers. You can see what numbers ain't played to know what numbers to play. You can see what numbers ain't played to see what numbers to play. That's how I hit them. And here's the same thing, okay? Let's say I'm going to pick a number, the 927, I'll go with 9. If 927 come in, you're going to mark off both of these numbers are the same top and bottom for the front and front pair and back pair. You're going to mark the 92 off on the front and the 27 on the back. And this is a yearly sheet. At the end of the year or during the year, you'll start being able to put some things together. You'll be able to strategize and build a skill set. What you're going to do, just a yearly sheet, when numbers are left, you move over to the next year instead of playing in the blind. See, when I first started this, I used to start all over, just start all over with the new year. Like in 2025, I would have started a whole new sheet. But what I found out that the numbers that hadn't played, and I wouldn't have did that if I wasn't tracking the actual 1,000 numbers. The numbers that hadn't played the previous year was the numbers that was coming in the following year, because they working by the law average. You got 1,000 numbers. You got 30% of those numbers rotating every year to come out, because the law's going to have to change. The numbers change places each time through rotation. So through that rotation, it takes about 3 years to maybe 4 years for those 1,000 numbers from the time you start tracking to come out. Those 1,000 numbers from the time you start tracking, it's going to take about 3 years or so for all those numbers to come out of those 1,000. So you don't want to jump off the numbers. You want to know what numbers ain't played to know what numbers to play. Okay. So this is how it helped me in 2022. I noticed that double eights, and this is when I start. My best months are November, December, and January, because I didn't track a lot of the numbers down, and I know what to do with them when I start playing them to hit. And I'm hitting now in Missouri. I've hit the 112, the 221. It was all on my boards. The 022 just fell. The 996, you'll see them. I've been posting on. I hit on evening. Okay. Now, do I hit them all? You can't play them all, but I know what's coming. So when I do hit, I go right to them numbers and pick them up. You can't play all of the 1,000 numbers. If you did every day, you wouldn't need to be playing. You just need to know what numbers ain't played to know what numbers to play. That's going to probably be one of my theme songs. Know what numbers ain't played to know what numbers to play. But anyway, okay, I'll get back on the eights. Okay, with the eights here, I realized that eight front pair hadn't, in 2022, January, only failed once. I think it was 880, I think it came. But no other 8 on the front or the back fell all the way up to September. And no triples had failed either. No triples. I don't play triples unless I find something like that to find a reason why I play triples. So I say, okay, triple eight's got to be ones to come out. And because no triples, that's when I start picking up triples, because no triples had failed for that whole month, that whole year pretty much. And I hit triple eights, and a lot of my subscribers and followers hit those triple eights too in Missouri, because no triple had failed, and the only double eight that failed was on the front was in January. And then I think triple threes and triple twos followed that. And I had triple threes and triple twos on the board from my tracking. But I didn't have all them triples. Some people say, well, play all the triples. Play the triples midday and evening. I used to be on that rat race. Play all the triples every day. And some people just play triples. You're only going to get 3 triples out of a year, pretty much. Unless it's an odd year, you might get 4 or 5. But on the average, every year, in Missouri, last year on evenings, all we got was triple zeros for the whole year, one time. I know that because I'm tracking the numbers, the actual numbers. And it ain't hard to do. It ain't nothing that's hard to do. That's the killer part of it. Not with Pick 3 at a glance. It ain't hard to do. And if you fall back a little days tracking Pick 3 at a glance, you can catch it up in a couple of minutes and be right back on the horse of tracking. But yeah, this front pair, back pair, let me show you. This front pair, back pair is powerful. All of them powerful. This pairs I really like, because when you go into the next month, knowing what pairs ain't failed, your eyes gonna light up like a light bulb, because you're gonna see them pairs gonna start hitting that following month. And if you know, like I said, if you had a pair with 38 in it in Missouri in 2022 that hadn't failed for 5 months, any number you had with 38 wasn't no good. 4 months wasn't no good. Any number you had with 38 wasn't no good. With the 3 and 8 in it, that's just all of them. I love all of them, because they show you the truth and what's going on with all the numbers. And there ain't got to be a whole lot of calculating. You ain't do no computer. You don't need nothing. All you need is what I'm showing you here in some time. All right. Here's my disclaimer. You can read that now. Track your own numbers for your own state. That's all I can say. No tic-tac-toe, no date sums, no group sum, no grids, no tic-tac-toe. None of that stuff going to show you what number is coming the next day. It just ain't happening. It ain't happening. It ain't out there. It's all the 1,000 numbers each day is hit by random. The only thing you got working is the law of average. To know what numbers ain't come, to know what numbers ain't played, to know what numbers to play. To narrow down to lessen the pool of the numbers you have to play. Because on average, and like I say, tracking, you'll see how the averages work, because numbers will start showing up. You'll know that, okay, this ain't played in so long. Or on them columns, if I got a column, let me go back here so you can see this. Is any of these columns, say 012 ain't hit in 3 months, which can happen. You'll be able to see this kind of stuff. When you hit, you ain't gonna go play all 1,000 numbers or 10 numbers just off bat. I'm gonna play in the column and ain't hit in 3 months by law average. Any of them columns. Or when I win, I'm gonna pick that column up. I know ain't hit in 3 months. Those 10 numbers. I'm not gonna just pick up 20 numbers or 30 different numbers I don't know nothing about. If I win $200, I gotta start all over from scratch, figuring out what numbers to play. You ain't gotta do that. Because you're going to know if a column, you're going to always know what column ain't hit and what numbers ain't hit on that column. If you're marking them off. You'll always know that. You won't be guessing that. You'll know that. They want to say, well, you be guessing. People say, well, you going to guess anyway. Yeah, well, you'll guess it in the blind. You won't be guessing because you're seeing. This here, you're seeing what's going on with the numbers. Same way with the doubles. You'll know what double. Now, one thing, like, see if this 004, way I look at this, if this 004 don't fall in the same month, and this 004 don't fall in the same month, that next month, I'm looking for something come off one of those two columns. Or the same way, if the 003 and the 033 don't fall in the same month, nothing fall off those two columns, that following month, I'm looking for something fall off. That's what I'm talking about, building a skill set. You start to be able to see what's going on with all the columns, with all the numbers and all the digits. And no guessing. You'll know what numbers ain't played to know what numbers to play. Okay, you're probably going to hear that a lot from me. I like that. Okay, like I said, taking about 30 minutes to show you how to use the system. You can call me. I have a tutoring schedule that I can set up with you. You can call me Monday through Fridays between 2 and 3 p.m. That's the time I set aside for subscribers to call me, Central Standard Time. And you'll get me on the phone. I'm more monetary. I don't run it on high. And I can answer any question you throw at me. Guaranteed, 100%, about picture at a glance.